As you know, this platform name, Jamaican Carlos. We talk about a lot of Jamaican situation, the struggles, and things where we see when we write in our country. We also talk about solutions on this platform. But very rare you hear me talk about international stuff. But we have to educate my people every now and then on very important international news that is brewing around the world where my Jamaican people don't know what going on. Most Jamaican people know say Putin right now, after over 2 decades, this is the first time that Putin regime is under threat. Some Jamaicans don't know that. You know, not because some people care, or not because some people don't care. Good night, family. Manners and respect. We come to talk about what's going on in Russia right now, people. It's very serious. This is a Jamaican platform where we talk about Jamaican stuff. But every now and then, we have to, you know, like I tell you, I know about, I watch international news, but I don't come on my platform and back on it down. But every now and then, something will pop up that is important. I like to educate my family, the ones in the back. Some people will never hear about it. You know, and we have a little discussion about it. All right. So, is it true I'm an expert on Russia? People, for the first time, Putin leadership is under threat. Right now, under threat. By his own people. By his own people. So, I think my people ought to know on my platform, my family members, what's going on in the world. Because a lot of these world problems, they really do affect the country, affect the world, and stabilize the world, get the world off kilter. So as Jamaican, I'm going to play my videos, but I'm going to play audio. I'm going to take it from 3 different news sources. One of my news sources is going to be CNN, MSNBC, and the third one is going to be Fox, because we're going to be fair and balanced over here. Sometimes I go over Fox News, even though I don't like what them chat sometime over there, what them are dealing with. But to get a balance of what is going on, you have to listen everybody. You understand me, I say, family? You have to listen the people who is for it. You have to listen to the people who is against it. Let me tell you something before we start with this video. Did you know that? Thanks to all of your conspiracy theorists. People, conspiracy theorists. If there was no conspiracy theorists, we'd have probably take the joke, you know. If there were no conspiracy theorists, my people, listen to me now. And all, it's not really conspiracy theorists, you know. It's like people are questioning stuff what you say. They might look into it deep and spin it over and look at it all way. And think about it, it's the right way to look at people. I'm not a conspiracy theorist. But believe me, people, even at the big C and stuff, me even talk about them on my platform, conspiracy theorists. But believe me, if it wasn't those type of people who said, no man, me not take one and tell me, maybe I saw it go another way that it go. So we have to be fair and balanced. It's conspiracy theorist. Make me not take no joke. Remember that. Talk the truth. Remember that the big C, man, we see a lot of things out there and people are showing, and them say, don't take this thing because this is what it do, and that is what's going to do. And people say, no, I just conspiracy theorists. Don't follow them. People. Me listen. Me watch after time, it start make sense. What the people must say. After time, it start make sense what the conspiracy theorists them must say. So you have to be fair and balanced on this platform. I try to be fair and balanced as much as possible. So make we go and listen what's going on in Russia. And people. Yeah. Russia story. Make we start with yeah. You are going to people. Now we see and we started first.
It's good now.
We're following breaking news right now out of Russia. Major historic breaking news. President Vladimir Putin facing the greatest threat to his authority since he first rose to power some 23 years ago. Putin is accusing his one-time ally, Yevgeny Prigozhin, of an armed rebellion. His words, armed rebellion. Prigozhin says his forces have taken control of key military facilities in the city of Voronezh and the region of Rostov-on-Don. He threatens to move on to Moscow, which is not too far away, if Russia's top general and defense minister don't meet with him. Listen to this.
Again, we came here. We want to receive the Chief of General Staff and Shoigu. Until they aren't here. Until they aren't here, we will be located here, blockading the city of Rostov, and we'll go to Moscow.
President Putin calls the actions by Prigozhin a betrayal, his word, and a stab in the back to the Russian people. He says those who follow him will pay the price.
Seriously, no?
I repeat, any internal turmoil is a mortal threat to our statehood, to us as a nation. This is a blow to Russia, to our people. So our actions to defend the fatherland against such a threat will be severe. All those who deliberately chose the path of treachery, who prepared an armed mutiny, who chose the path of blackmail and terrorist methods, will face inevitable punishment.
We're seeing more and more videos emerging right now, like this one, a Russian military helicopter apparently avoiding fire from the ground.
Listen.
Meanwhile, elsewhere, a different Russian helicopter made a hard landing in the Voronezh region. According to Russian state media, one person was injured, but it's not clear whether that military helicopter was one of those apparently involved in operations against Wagner forces. We're following all of these developments on what's happening in Russia with our reporters and analysts. I want to begin with our chief international security correspondent, Nick Payton-Walsh. He's tracking developments for us. Nick, first of all, bring us up to speed where things stand, and they are dramatic, they are historic, where things stand right now.
Yeah, Wolf, important you point that out. We started this morning with Wagner troops in Rostov-on-Don itself, a vital southern military city, unimaginable to not be under Russian government control. Its key buildings, it seems, Yevgeny Prigozhin seemed relaxed in there. But as we head towards the end of the afternoon, early evening now in Moscow, there are reports suggesting that Wagner forces are in the region of Lipetsk. Now, it's important to know the geography here because there's a long highway that goes from the southern city of Rostov-on-Don up towards the capital city, Moscow, which Prigozhin has been utterly clear is essentially where he wants to go. Voronezh, you've seen the videos of the helicopter clashes there from earlier on today. That's halfway. Lipetsk is the next region. And so the indication here is that Wagner forces are moving very fast. They may be 60, 70% of the way up the road, possibly 200 to 300 miles away from Moscow. Now, that is utterly startling. And what's also interesting to hear from the statement from the Lipetsk governor is that while he says local police and law enforcement are keeping the population safe, there's not an indication there they're necessarily stopping Wagner. And frankly, some of these are the most seasoned, savage fighters that Russia has, seasoned from the front lines of Bakhmut and other parts of the more brutal violence we've seen over the winter in Ukraine. And so these are people I think that Russia's military will also gingerly approach or not be too keen to confront. And that's essentially Vladimir Putin's problem right now. This is unprecedented. He's never seen a threat to his rule like this before. And the mere fact his press person has said he's in the Kremlin, he's been seen to be ringing allies or receiving calls from them, essentially reminding them that he's still there in power. That shows a man nervous, seen to be angry in the speech you're seeing there, quite clearly making threats towards those who are part of this armed insurrection, saying that it's blackmail, terroristic methods, not really giving much of a suggestion that a calm amnesty could follow if they gave over their leader, Yevgeny Prigozhin.
People, this man, this group, are some vicious, one of the most vicious group in Russia. Him do stuff for the Russian army can't do, You understand me? I said, people, them get paid for do this, mercenary them, So them turn around upon the Russia them, They want people turn around upon them, family, and take over some military base with all aircraft and all them things there, people. Yes, man. And but I don't know what go on because this is the first time Russia Putin ever see any threat like this. So guess what? All the people in there Ukraine now probably call back the soldiers them from Ukraine. And that's me imagine. If you have trouble at home and all the soldiers them there Ukraine, thin out. So you have to call him back, must say, come back, trouble there, yeah, trouble there. So this trouble in the world, no people. A lot of trouble in the world, so I make you hear some more.
This is an existential battle, really, for the control of the Kremlin, it seems. Yes, it could all suddenly calm down, but I tell you one thing that isn't going to go back, Wolf, and that's the control Vladimir Putin had over Russia earlier on this week. I feel that's gone for good now.
You hear that?
Breaking news, armored vehicles on the streets of Moscow. As Russian state media this hour says security measures have been stepped up in Moscow. State media also saying Putin is aware of a situation unfolding around Yevgeny Prigozhin, the chief of the private Wagner army. The situation so serious tonight that state television broke into scheduled programming, broke into it to deliver this message to the Russian people from the Russian Ministry of Defense.
All the messages and video footage spread on social networks on behalf of Evgeny Prigozhin that the Ministry of Defense of the Russian Federation allegedly carried out strikes on the rear camps of Wagner PMC is not true and is an informational provocation.
Breaking into programming to tell Russian people not to listen to Prigozhin while armored vehicles are on the streets of Moscow. These developments coming after Prigozhin today essentially declared war on the Russian military because he did. He accused them of deliberately striking his fighters and of killing a, quote, huge amount of them. And then he vowed to punish those who did it.
They saw that we weren't broken, and they launched strikes on our camps. A huge amount of our fighters were killed. Our comrades in arms. We will make a decision about how to respond to these atrocities. The next step is ours.
Why is that a declaration of war? Matthew Chance is out front. And Matthew, look, this is sort of an unprecedented and quickly moving situation here. What is going on here?
Well, I mean, it's very difficult to know exactly what's going on because the situation is moving so quickly, but it is absolutely astonishing that the situation has been allowed by the Kremlin to deteriorate this far before, you know, this kind of significant action was taking. The tensions between Yevgeny Prigozhin, the Wagner chief, and the Russian Defense Ministry have been deteriorating and simmering for months now. And of course, now Prigozhin is vowing to attack Russian troops in retaliation for what he says was an attack on his own paramilitary forces earlier today. Some of these images are quite graphic.
These are the chaotic scenes posted by the Wagner mercenary group. What they say is their forest camp struck by the Russian military. In a clearing, trees appear to have been smashed, some with fabric strewn from their branches. Through a gash in the soil, a fire burns in what appears to be a destroyed bunker. There are gruesome images too, of the corpse in the undergrowth, as well as severed body parts. The Russian Defense Ministry denies any role in this, but a furious Wagner leader is vowing revenge.
Those who destroyed our guys today, along with tens of thousands of lives of Russian soldiers, will be punished. I ask no one to put up any resistance. Justice for the troops will be restored, and then justice for all of Russia.
It's a threat of violence now posing a major challenge to the authority of President Putin. The Kremlin says all necessary measures are being taken, and now the Russian security...
All right, people, I'm not going to play all of that. I'm going to play Fox News now. I'm going to go to Fox. I'm not play MSNBC. This is CNN. So I'm going to hear Fox News I say about the situation. I'm going to hear from the expert. Then come on, the expert. We just read what go on. So we like to hear from the expert who will go up on the ground and then place us and bring the news to us, you know. You understand me? So this Wagner Group people, them work for Russia. And them not work for, they was in Ukraine. You know? Them say them are beasts. They say them heartless. Do you understand what I say? They say them as a tough. Them some tough fighters. Them do some stuff where the Russian army cannot do. That me see I go on, family. So them I said, so them tough. So, them say even soldiers have to be careful how them go up against them. Because remember, them have them track record. It's not only Ukraine them fight with the Russian use them. You understand me? So the man them take over some military place now. And boy, I don't know what will come next, But all I say is, if this world is a crazy place and a lot of things are going on. And as we go about with daily lives, it's like any moment something can go on, boy. Any moment something can pop off. The world's so hot and flammable. When you smell gas everywhere. And all it takes is a strike of matches. The world is crazy, man. So I can listen to what I some people. Fox News. We have to hear from both sides, We have to hear from both sides. We want the news balance from my platform.
Multiple bestseller about what's happening with those who wish to sail around the world, including Russia, China, you name it. Colonel, what do you think is the battle plan here, quite literally?
Well, Prigozhin obviously has been upset with what's going on, the loss of life, the failure by the general staff over the term of this war, and it goes back even further. He lost hundreds of people in Syria to our own weapons, U.S. weapons, and elsewhere. I would look, believe it or not, Neil, I would ask President Xi in Beijing whether or not this has really soiled his relationship with Putin. He has been over there. He sent his prime leadership over there to talk to the Russians. I believe that this is going to have a significant impact going forward on that relationship, which is significant for Russia because of the sanctions that it's facing, because of the energy that China consumes, and China's new place in the world. So I haven't seen anything as yet out of President Xi, but given what that relationship looks like and the discouragement from the beginning of right before this war launched, Neil, back in February of 21, when Putin went to Xi and basically asked for permission to launch this operation. As you know, Neil, I said a year ago on your program that we were going to have unrest in Russia. And it's because of the sanctions, because of the mobilization of 700,000 Russians and hundreds of thousands other left, and also because the Russian military has done a dismal job and its equipment has failed. And arguably, the Russian armaments industry has taken it in the shorts. Just yesterday, when Modi was in the White House with President Biden, no doubt, the Indians have departed from their contracts with the Russians because of the poor performance in Ukraine. And that goes for a lot of...
You are going? Yes, family. We're in the world. You're right. We are in the world. Even though you see me do Jamaican videos, don't bother believe me, not pay attention to what going on, people. And that's tough break. Pay attention. But this right here is historic. So me want to break the news to Uno say, this not happen. Nobody rise up against a man there. You're mad. Nobody ever say nobody rise up against a brother there. So you're mad, man. Can't rise up against Putin. What? So this a breaking news. You rise up. I mean, I want people, I want tool. These are tools them use to put out whole heap of life all over the earth. Enough bulb them man and blow for Putin, man. Yes, man. I want my bulb them man and blow.
So there are a lot of issues here. The unrest. I don't believe that Prigozhin's going to take over Moscow. I do believe what General Boykin said, that don't believe the first report, but also, General Keane has been watching this battle, as I have and others have for some time. The Russians are doing very poorly. And as a result, I think Putin is very weakened now, and just about anything could happen.
Indeed, you were referring a couple of minutes ago to the Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi in town and now getting, defense commitments and support for the United States, the same type of commitments the country had from Russia. So that could be turning. But you mentioned something else interesting. I want to pick your brain a little more on it about what China does right now, because you could argue, to your point, Colonel, that China's embarrassed by this, that maybe it wants nothing to do with this. Is it your sense now that they take an arm's length approach? We don't know if we want to go back in Ukraine and help you. We don't know where this goes, but we want no part of it without being...
And you hear that? These guys have no loyalty to each other. You know? Once they get in a trouble, they left you. Yes, people, you see how politics and leadership, world leader, you not learn these things, you know. So these guys are the experts in what I'm talking about. So basically what I'm about to say, China might walk away because they don't them hurt them embarrassed and them have business to do. Them have a country to run and money to make. Them have the road and belt I'm sitting for going with. So them not gonna make. I want to listen to people and a lie, you know. Let me tell you something we notice from a little boy. When the world leaders meet, notice the handshake with them have. From a little boy, I watch this, you know. Why the handshake is so long? Why not shake a man hand regular? Call it a day. Why you believe the handshake is so long, people? Why you believe when big wigs, the world leaders, they see them meet all about and the handshake so long? Why you believe the handshake so long? It's half a picture. PR stunt. So the camera, and when they shake hand, where you click, 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 cameras click, 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 all over the place. And at the same time, you shake my hand, but you have spy in my country, a snoop around. I want to understand how it works. So I look at this sometimes and I say, no wonder we have the youth them can't get it right in the ghetto. And the youth them boy, yeah. Because the bigger man them not get it right. Really, they not get it right in the family. Them bex with each other about the counter. Long handshake. 20 minute handshake. And laugh. Here camera. Click, 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 click. People, no handshake takes so long. I say no, so the handshake, they fake. People, nobody shake hand for so long. That's why you know that. People from the local youth now watch it, you know. Yes, man, when they shake hand. They say nobody shake hand so long. It's fake, but at the same time, they have spies in each other country. Not trust each other. It's all about business, people. If you fail, I'm gonna left you. Yeah, mix up with a certain thing that hurt my economy. Me left you up on the battlefield, man. So me go hear the brother I say.
Maybe it wants nothing to do with this. Is it your sense now that they take an arm's length approach? We don't know if we want to go back in Ukraine and help you. We don't know where this goes, but we want no part of it. Without being so blunt, what do you think they do?
Yeah, they have been behind the scenes, obviously helping Putin.
China.
A variety of technologies that aren't directly seen on the battlefield, but indirectly, and certainly buying up all the excess energy that the Russians have to pump has helped Putin, as well as helped President Xi. But it's much deeper than that, I think, geopolitically. You know, the Chinese are, of course, expanding their horizons into Central Asia, much of Africa, South America, and the like. They don't want to be saddled with a failed regime in Moscow.
People, you say me tell us how the world run. Me and my friend until I get your bucket too, man. Me can't leave you. We have a country for run. We have to get rich. We have to get this belt and road thing. Go on. I'm money never deal with, man. We are talking about no loyalty in the boy, yeah. No loyalty in the among thieves. Let me go on, man.
Helped, Putin, as well as helped President Xi. But it's much deeper than that, I think, geopolitically. You know, the Chinese are, of course, expanding their horizons into Central Asia, much of Africa, South America, and the like. They don't want to be saddled with a failed regime in Moscow that they have been calling their partner for a long time. So I think that, if anything, the Chinese are going to back out of the coziness that much of the West has interpreted Xi's relationship with Putin. And so this could be actually the downfall of Putin. I think if Xi abandons Putin, then you begin to see a progression of leadership changes, perhaps in Moscow. I don't think Prigozhin is going to take over Moscow, but he's certainly going to make an attempt to intimidate Putin and his generals, and as a result, the confidence is going to be drained out of Putin, in spite of some of the good spin that we're seeing from the FSB and the Russian media at the present time.
Colonel, what does he do with Prigozhin, though, assuming that he's able to put this rebellion, or whatever you want to call it, down? Prigozhin is a very popular fellow. I mean, I'm not, comparing necessarily to, as I was saying earlier in this broadcast, a Douglas MacArthur, who was ultimately relieved of his position by Harry Truman. Harry Truman knew at the time how popular the general was, but he had that right and command and exercised it. In Vladimir Putin's case, Prigozhin's a rock star. Now, I don't know if he remains one with troops in the city or in the country, but he's got to be careful how he handles him, or does he?
Well, I would ask some of the oligarchs there whether or not, who have been standing next to Putin in spite of the problems with this war, are they going to now shift allegiances to Prigozhin, and as a result, Putin is not only much weakened, but in fact, Prigozhin could be someone that would take even a Putin's place in the Kremlin. And so those are all possibilities. There are a lot of variables here, Neil, and we all recognize that. But the Russian people, as to your point earlier, really know what's going on as a result of Prigozhin and some of the firewalls that have come down on the internet, and they monitor what's going on, much less, the people fleeing that country. So when you consider all these factors, the loss in Ukraine, the loss of the arms industry, the problems that they've had with energy being sold to Europe, of course, because of the pipeline, and of course, other key allies distancing themselves from them. Putin really looks as a weakened leader, and whether or not he can continue to sustain control in a very tough, almost totalitarian country, even though he is technically elected, I think that other leaders are going to rise. And Prigozhin, given his nationalist, I suppose, appeal across the country, could very well step into that gap.
That's how Vladimir Putin came to power, right? The great frustration with the Chechen war. You never know. History could be eerily.
People, when you hear I go on, world news. This I go on in the world. Why we just focus? We say we in the world. A lot of things happen away from Jamaica affect we. Straight a yard. I tell you. See, grains, a lot of people are starving because remember say Russia did cut off the grains couldn't come from Ukraine, bad man thing, The world, a bad man thing around the world now, people. Who have the biggest gun, who have the biggest balls. Bad man thing around the world. So this man now, we work with Putin, decides that, from what I hear in the news, people, because sometimes, let me tell you something, people. Take the news with a grain of salt sometimes. Do you hear me? Take the news. Me just play on facts and CNN. Because some people say, boy, facts are propaganda station. Some people say the same thing with CNN. So I hope you understand what I say. We try to make you get a balance diet of Wagner, so. But in a pretty John shop. Wagner as a family. I tell you so. While Russia over Ukraine, I drop bomb and I displace the people them. Him own people them say, boy, them left from the battlefield, go back to Russia, I battlefield them the people are Ukraine, And the man say, boy, Russia bomb them up. A lot of that go on, man. They say Russia bomb, you hear the news. So Russia bomb up them whole, and me see the video say them Russia bomb them up. Them own people in my work for. I mean, if I buy a mistake they make, because a lot of mistake me I read said Russian be making. And they bomb up the mercenary them, man. And them mad. So man turn back and go in Russia look like brother. I say, boy, you're a big idiot. Me I take over leadership, it look like. Me don't know what I go family. It's so like something like that. Yeah, man. And I like tell people. Some I tell us what's going on in the world. Some of them don't know what's going on in the world, people. And we have to pay attention, even though we have a whole lot of problem in Jamaica. Some people say, Carlos, me don't have to hear this. What me I hear this for? Me don't have to hear this, man. A foolishness this. Me will pass it now going to Jamaica right now. I truly even know. Me don't have to hear this, brother. We have our own problem at Jamaica. We sure do. We sure do, people. All day, every day. But we could play a little bit of Ali Velci. You know the youth on MSNBC, Ali Velci? It's you must say. Ali, is that like me like that you the reporting? Ali Velchi, the bald dude from MSNBC. Let's hear what him have to say about it because different news media houses have different report of what's going on with this story. So we're gonna listen to Mr. Velchi, people. And here we go on. People, the world is inflamed. The world is like, you know, I saw the world are running now. And nothing are going on in the world when I hear about, you know. We have pay attention the other day to the submarine where the rich man them decide say they want to go down, you know, and water a grave. So you see the rich men them go up on a submarine. Who saw that? They go up on the submarine implode. So when me look on video of what a submarine implosion is, and a normal something, you're dead in fraction of a second. So, but at the same time, there's a boat where capsized over Greece, kill off hundreds of people from Africa. You know, see it make no news, you know. You might see a lot of news on it. But when you look all over social media, 5 men will die, will get drowned. Them sitting there all over the place, it attracts so many help. But hundreds of African drowned, same death reach them. Those men choose to have money and go under the water. Them choose to go up on them adventure. People, them do them thing, them explorer. Them probably go under sea, go dig up all ship with gold on it and them something. Rich people, and some rich people are nothing to do with money, you know. They just do these things as a thrill, you know. So, but you know, hear about the boat with almost what? I say about 700 and something African dead. Capsized family. And you know, hear about that no way. You know, hear about no international this. But 5 man choose to go down and go look on Titanic as a thrill ride. Because they have money. $250,000 each for the seat. I guess that was only one way in their case. You go look at the Titanic, a grave site, you know. And them and them gone. But when they hear people, a whole lot of money them spend, you know, for the rescue mission to go find them, you know. Whole heap of money, you know. People from all over the world, but you have almost what, over 700 African dead people. You don't go see one look at one news every here and there because it look too bad. They have to talk about it if I have 5 minutes. We just want to know these international news, you know, people. You want to know about this? Some of them probably never know about this. So true. Yeah, man, boat capsized with over how much African dead was. People are not a lot, you know. And them say, what them say? The Greek soldier them did our navy did it, and then they help them. They hear the navy I say the Africans them I say boy, them now stop them a go, and then they want to help from them. Where my person says me not believe that. Me believe say because the royal I say I cry shame I say how come you stand up and say the boat are capsized and no help and you could have helped them. You could have more than help them. So them a come out and say boy, the Africans them say them no want no help. So boat are capsized and them say the boat in distress because the boat captain called hours ago and said the boat distress and them can't last for the night. The boat is in distress. So all the same Africans are going to tell them, say, we don't want to help. Come on, people. Things don't add up. Them sit like them just stand up there and watch the people them perish. That's how me feel, you know. It might go other, you understand me? That's how me feel, kind of add up because if the man up on the boat and say, help, 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 we're not going to last for the night. That means it's very urgent. So how is it these Greek soldier navy gonna say the African them tell them say no, we don't want to help. We don't want to help. But the people them call for help. No make no sense to me. Talk the truth, people. Talk the truth. You not follow the news, people? You not watch the news, that news there? Yeah, man. Hundreds of African John, man. That's why I say me know. We never mentioned about Wagner still with these men. You know, condolences to the family. That's all I have to say. And one of the family members come out and say, I think she said her husband died doing what he liked, doing best. You understand what I'm saying? They said the man died doing what he liked, explore, being an explorer. And she appreciates, she appreciates what he have done. So he probably do a lot of exploration. Like I said, these guys are explorer. Look where them money I go. Them I go deep, deep, deep where. Them I go down there. Now, how much ship when sink under the sea, them man dive up and find gold pan. People, these are these type of people me I tell about, you know. Explorer. I don't understand what I'm saying. You know? And then people me I talk about, you know. Them man that go find wreckage. And that same little thing they probably find wreckage in a more shallow water. But man said, boy, they might go down deeper. Titanic. I think they call this the Titan. They name it the Titan. So, make it play a little bit. The Titan family. Make it play about Ali Velchi. Make it hear if we can't get the clear from Russia. Make it hear him and I say. The Titan people. So the Titan, go to the Titanic.
In January, the United States designated the Wagner Group as a, quote, transnational criminal organization, imposing new sanctions on that group. The Wagner Group, which now claims control of the Russian city of Rostov-on-Don, is an entity you've likely heard about throughout Russia's war effort in Ukraine, but you may not know exactly what it is. The White House says the Wagner Group is in part a, quote, criminal organization that is committing widespread human rights abuses. The Wagner Group is also linked to Russia. It has essentially been a private mercenary militia force for hire under Russian control, but technically it operates outside of Russian law. The group's founder is this guy named Yevgeny Prigozhin. He's now leading what appears to be an armed rebellion or a coup against the Kremlin. Now, he's got close ties to Vladimir Putin. He was actually nicknamed Putin's chef, not really a chef, he was a caterer. He first came about back in 2014. He played a role in Russia's invasion of the Donbass in eastern Ukraine and Crimea. He's also got experience on behalf of Russia in conflicts in Syria, Libya, and elsewhere. Now, the Wagner Group has a reputation for being inhumane, committing human rights abuses and atrocities, according to the UN and human rights organizations. That's continued in the war in Ukraine, where, according to the White House, Wagner at one point commanded roughly 50,000 troops, playing a vital role in Russia's war effort, although only about a quarter of the force is actually trained and are contracted as mercenaries. The rest are made up of newly recruited Russian convicts. That said, Wagner has also suffered tremendous losses fighting in Ukraine, but with all this comes power. And as we are now seeing play out, Prigozhin has been rather brazen in publicly speaking out about the Kremlin's military failures in Ukraine, offering harsh criticisms for top-ranking officials, including the defense minister Sergei Shoigu and the leader of Russia's forces in Ukraine, the chief of staff, General Valery Gerasimov. Back in January, the White House said it believed that they were, quote, mounting tensions between Wagner and the Kremlin, and that Wagner has established itself as a, quote, rival power center to Russia's own military. Joining me now is Colin Clark. He's the director of research for the Soufan Group. He's also a senior research fellow at the Soufan Center. He's an associate fellow for international. So
it's good to listen to different news. We'll get more information right now. So not true. So me play a little bit of CNN, a little bit of Fox, MSNBC. That's what I say. We can't stuck on one channel. You have to find out different places and go listen to different news. Then you're going to hear something different. And wait a couple of days, then the news are going to change. And news people.
At the International Center for Counterterrorism at The Hague. He's the author of numerous books, including Terrorism, Inc., The Financing of Terrorism, Insurgency, and Irregular Warfare. Colin, thank you for being with us. I believe the Soufan Group's got a report coming out on the Wagner Group this week. But I need you to help me understand this. Until now, we have known them to be a mercenary group, soldiers for hire, generally speaking, higher caliber soldiers than the Russian military has been able to recruit for itself during this war. But what has happened now? Is this, in your opinion, some sort of an armed rebellion or a coup?
Yeah, thanks for having me, Ali. It totally appears to be a coup set in motion by this growing dispute between Prigozhin and senior Russian military leaders. Up until now, Prigozhin's been careful not to threaten Putin directly. Now seems he's crossed that line. We're in a kind of full scale civil conflict. We've got Chechen units coming in to fight against Prigozhin's forces, so it's a total mess. But there are serious implications for what happens next in Ukraine, because Wagner's been really the muscle behind a lot of the territorial gains, including in Bakhmut. But further afield, as you mentioned earlier, Wagner is active and present in Syria, Libya, Mali, the Central African Republic, Sudan, Venezuela, and many other places. So with this conflict, what happens to Russian influence in those countries if Wagner is no longer a viable entity there?
So one of the things that Richard Engel did a couple of weeks ago is he was in the Central African Republic demonstrating how Wagner actually prefers to work in some of these other places. They seem to like to work clear of the Russian military. They seem to like to get paid the way they get paid. Is Prigozhin's beef with Putin about the war in Ukraine? Is it about not getting the equipment that he thought he was supposed to get? Is it about the fact that he has to deal with or answer to people in the Russian military who he thinks are incompetent? Do we know what the beef is here?
I think it's all the above, and Prigozhin hasn't been shy about releasing, these kind of invectives on Telegram, where he's screaming at Shoigu and Gerasimov and making complaints about ammunition. He does want more credit. He sees his fighters as kind of a separate vanguard, an elite vanguard from the Russian military. He feels like he's not getting the support that he needs, and this has all kind of come to a head. Frankly, I'm surprised it took this.
People, power, it's all about power, Ego, who have the biggest balls. My fighter more better than you, so I just want to take over the place. Hey, and them brethren, how we are, sir, man? I mean, like me say, enough bulb them, man, I'm a Russia, man. Enough bulb, man.
I did see that really excellent report by Richard Engel in the Central African Republic, which also reminds us that Wagner is it's more than a mercenary group. I liken Wagner to a Swiss Army knife. They can do a lot of things. Yes, they can do offensive combat operations. They can provide security to military juntas, but they also have their hands in extractive resources. They can help evade sanctions. They also run disinformation campaigns for various dictators. So this isn't a one-trick pony. This is a really useful tool of Russian foreign policy, which Moscow may no longer have.
Colin, let's talk a bit about the likelihood here. What has to happen for Prigozhin to succeed? We have unconfirmed reports that they may be moving on from Rostov-on-Don. Maybe they're keeping some people there, but they are moving toward Moscow. He may or may not. He claims to have 25
people in Wagner. So, and then people turn back on them, So, while this man over, get you understand, say over Ukraine a fight, and he just turn back and go over the border. Man probably just kiss teeth. Because as I hear in the video I played before, you hear him talk and him outrage after Russian bomb up. He man them. So basically, we don't have a mistake they make. Or what? Because they make a lot of mistakes like that in a war. Sometimes you target your own man then. So you could have heard me play the thing when the man mad and angry and decide, say,
1,000 troops under his control. That may or may not be true. But the bottom line is for him to succeed against... Colin, let's talk a bit about the likelihood here. What has to happen for Prigozhin to succeed? We have unconfirmed reports that they may be moving on from Rostov-on-Don. Maybe they're keeping some people there, but they are moving toward Moscow. He may or may not. He claims to have 25,000 troops under his control. That may or may not be true. But the bottom line is for him to succeed against the Russian military, which is amassing in Moscow and major cities around Russia now to protect the homeland. Something more has to happen. This guy and his ragtag bunch of mercenaries are not going to overthrow the Russian government unless other generals, other politicians, or popular support joins them.
Yeah, you'd have to see large-scale defections from the upper reaches of various kind of Russian elite security services. I think it's highly unlikely that we get to that point. You know, for Vladimir Putin, failure in Ukraine, in the quote-unquote special military operation Ukraine, is manageable. Failure in Russia itself would be fatal. And so I expect the Kremlin to marshal all resources at their disposal to put down this uprising and to really kind of take a no-holds-barred approach into, quashing this rebellion. And things could get very bloody very soon in Russia. And I think, we're all kind of waiting with bated breath to see what happens next.
What should my viewer, who probably reflects some of my views on the fact that Russia shouldn't have invaded an independent country, think about how any of this plays in terms of the war in Ukraine. I'm trying to underscore the point that Prigozhin's would prosecute the war in Ukraine too.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think there's various opportunities for the Ukrainians now to make significant gains, to press their counteroffensive, to retake certain territory. Moscow is distracted, to say the least. And I think, the Ukrainians have proven adept throughout this conflict at information warfare. So we're likely to see them attempting to kind of muddy the waters even further. And so there could be significant gains coming on the heels of this. Really a great opportunity for Kyiv to retake some of the territory that the Russians have gobbled up over this.
So, people, that is enough of that. So, let me just play some of it. MSNBC, CNN, and Fox News, so you can hear the expert there with the big brain. Me not a big brain, people. Me not fly down to Russia. Me not know. Me not study them thing, that people. Me just listen to them. And while me listen to them, me say, you know what? It would be a good idea to share it with my brothers and sisters here. Even though, with Jamaica, we have our own struggle and we're going about our business. You know what I mean? Sometimes we don't have time to say all of this, Not everybody knows what's going on right now. That this is the first time for over 2 decades Putin is on that threat. And from what this man is saying, that he might lose Mr. Chin. Because Mr. Chin, I look for him in business. Yeah? Business them, and now plating both you. So, there's no loyalty when it comes to certain things, people. Because I showed it apart there, No lie, I don't lie the man, I tell you, Now, loyalty, man, if your country's a baggage, they will walk. The next leader not going to touch you. Your country's a baggage, man. Then go on if your man can look how long they my friend. China and Russia for the man to say that. Even though, like I said, it's just a thought. Don't take everything with a grain of salt, even though they're an expert. You see? Expert make mistake too. Remember that. Expert does make mistake. Learn, no, me I tell you tonight. We listen, we learn, but take these experts with a grain of salt. We learn from them, but do your own research. Use your own mind. Because I'm going to tell you something recently. Where you believe, say, what I say a while ago is true. I'm going to tell you. Who remember the election with Trump and Hillary? Who remember all the expert them? Pump up Hillary head, make she believe that she have the election. Who remember that? Remember me not like Trump, I know clear me not like Trump. I don't like him at all. Heartless. But me a fair man. I mean, I don't say me like Hillary. I could have cared less who win, but me doesn't like Trump. But listen to all the news there now. Rolling up to that election, people. Everybody I say, Hillary got this, Trump can't win. Nobody want that the idiot there. At first them say him now go run. Laugh off of him and all them thing there. Say, him that the idiot now go run. When that them man they come down with escalator family and me go run. And then they start come off of him. Remember me not like Trump, But I tell you the West was one. Then get cocky. Very cocky. Because they're supposed to be expert them. But all the news media, CNN and MSNBC and all the local media house there, I say, yes, Hillary got this in her pocket. So Hillary find herself so cocky that she stopped campaign certain places. And what me notice, I learn, that's what I say, that's what I use things, say, Do not underestimate your opponent. Take the opponent serious. Them never take Trump serious. Because believe me, people, when I look, I say them say Trump do all 4, 5, 6 rally in a one day, appointment in one day. I swear people, I say, how the hell this a old man here? I have so much energy for fly up and down. People, I truth me telling the people. Even some I like Trump. I don't like Trump, but certain things you can learn from people. The ability to campaign and energy behind the campaign, people. Talk truth, man. The old man strong. You ever see him walk it? The man walk like a young boy. The old man Trump strong. Look how he walk. Look how him walk when Trump walk if he don't walk like any young boy. Talk truth. 30-year-old, 40-year-old, and look at him age. So the man, as somebody said, underestimate the opponent. People have nothing to learn from the Trump era, you know, people. Since Trump, we know more about politics. Is Trump why we get in a politics of people? Yes. It is Trump why we get deeper. Come on, learn in our politics, people. So when we there, I see Trump jump on plane at the 5-6. At the 5-6 appearance in one day. I said, Jesus, how this a whole man I do it? And I'm Hillary. No campaign. I don't like me to tell people. You miss me pay attention to them. And we are some, I'm not left TV. Me pay attention to the Trump and the Hillary, you know. Woman not campaign because they have the name. You hear me say, man? They're cocky. Because the name, the Clintons. Their husband was president. She was this, that, and the other. They know this politics. Yes, they know politics. They're a real politician. That is true. But them slept on Trump. Fall asleep on him. Thinks I'm an idiot. When him say I'm going to run, I'm not a fool. Nobody want him. Oh, grab him by the... Nobody want that idiot. And they got the poll. That's what I said, the expert them. Believe what I'm saying, man. You have the expert them on the TV and pump up Hillary. See, I learned so much, people. That's what I say. Please do not ever underestimate your opponent. And the same thing, we come all the while and I say to Mark Golden, you know. Stop the sleeping. You cannot sleep on Andrew Honest. What are you doing? Andrew Honest is cunning. He be cunning. Yes, Mark, you might be smarter and more educated or whatever your claims you do. Deal with things a different way. But Andrew Honest will use pure tricks and trade and cunning. All type of bandulism and something. You have to look out at all type of if you deal with Andrew Honest. You know, you can't sleep. Don't ever sleep on the opponent because the poll tell us, boy, you're lead Andrew Honest right now. These are the things we learn, people, from Trump, Hillary. Never ever underestimate your opponent. Because when Trump do 5-6 rally a day, Hillary not do none. Listen, how this people me as a young man, for me to fly up and down, think about you on a plane. A plane still enough, we understand. But come on now. I mean, a plane. I mean, you finish this out, you have somebody check your time, sir. You have about 2 hours here or an hour and a half, sir. You have to get your plane back, get a ride back to the airport, fly back to the airport, and on your way to another speech. You know, Trump jumping and sitting there and getting tan spray and back and all them thing there. Sir, stand up, let me put your color back on, the orange color, sir. That's what they like? Yes, the orange color. Get your ears, your hair all crazy out and change on the jacket for go to the next location. And I mean, all Trump do it, people. All man may talk about. People may have to give credit to credit due. I mean, I like the man. I don't like him ways. Let's say that. I don't like him ways. Because everybody can change. For me to say I don't like Trump, that's not the right way to say it. I don't like your ways, people. That's condemning people. I mean, I condemn nobody. Everybody have the ability to change. I've seen changes out of criminals, out of killers. I've seen them change. But I also like the man ways. But me not lie to people, the old boy full of energy. And I like me to tell look on Trump. You must say Trump a walk? How him walk? Like a real gangster. Why no one of the old boy? Trump no one like an old man. And when Trump have 5-6 appearances in a one day. Hillary there home, I drink coffee. Thinks that she have this, because she cocky. And go right back to the news media and the poll and the expert, the people who got university for this and them degree long from here, so go Punish Town Road. And them come on TV at all. Some of them have on the charts. Some of them have on, you will see them on TV and them have on the chart behind them like somebody, like some NASA scientists. Make you laugh, they caca close. They say, that's what I say, look for the story change for Russia. As they go down the road, story will change, you know. Initial story sometimes is not always the real story. As I go down the road, more meat start and the matters, things start make sense some more. That's something others we are telling them, say, you know, these experts, when them go up on the chart, you know, when they go up on CNN and you see them have the MSNBC, you see them go up on the big board in the back there, right? A big screen, like a big TV. And they got a touch screen, I'm a touch it. And Hillary got here, she got New Hampshire, she got California, Texas, Colorado, Hillary, it's all blue, and Trump, Hillary. I mean, yeah, every day I watch him, every day I come in, I watch him backside. They say I'm busy with the politics up and so. I milk the comfort drink. They tell you guys all the time, me don't care who win, because no matter who win, black people life don't get no change. Look, the first black man coming in the office, how was it? Apart from the decorum and stuff like that, and make us shame. But did he really elevate me? Come here. Because someone I run for these things and I run up and down and go like say anything different about you, I don't know. What changed for black folks in America? Like seriously. And yesterday I talked to a sister, she's an American. She said them say, even though slavery has been abolished, the struggle is still on. She's American. She tell about the lines that are drawn here and the struggle and the pressure that black folks go on and stuff that them have to endure while other people don't endure that. You think that Obama don't know that? Clinton, the Bush, the Biden, the Trump? You don't think they don't know, say, things need to fix around here? Things that are systematic and written need to tear up and rewrite. You think they don't know that, people? You think they don't know that? They all know that. But like we say, in order for some people to eat, some people have to starve. And that's the concept some of we have on earth because we're cruel. That's why we're third world country stay so. Because in order for some people to eat, some people have to starve. All they want a man in there is just to play ball with them. You ready to play, Obama? I'll play ball with you. It's okay. How about you, Andrew Otis? You ready to play ball? Oh, yeah. How about my African leaders? I'm ready to play ball. How much gold they want? All these things, people. For some to eat, some have to starve. And they don't have to make those who starve. Because there's more, there's enough for everybody to get. But some people are greedy. 1% control most of the world's wealth. 1%. Tell me, say that's not greed. Tell me, say that's not greed, my people. Remember, so the conversation starting about for somehow somebody have to hear this. For 1% to own most of the world's wealth, 99% poorer than them. People tell me, 1%. And the people on earth, that's a 1% control the most of Earth's wealth. 99%. May you itch up in the 99%. The man on the road asleep tonight. In the 99%. The man who are homeless tonight and afford 99%. The zinc fence of Jamaica on the dusty road, 99%. The Africa will pick them, fly at them yikana. We are the 99%. So me, you people are talking about certain thing of America, so. Look here. You can go make a X. God bless your heart. But I tell you how I feel. I'm not busy with milk me drink. Because America can take care of itself. And the American people are resilient. They are good people. And they will stand up. They will come out and protest. They will fight. They will stand up for their country. They are not like us Jamaicans who just stay home and have the government plunder us. Americans are not like that. They won't take a fraction of what we take in Jamaica. So we step out of these things and say, American people can handle this themselves. They're big and they back broad. People are long time with the American, but they are long enough to understand the American people. They not take certain crap. I tell you people. They will go to a city hall. They will go, university people get arrested at Congress yet. University people go to Capitol Hill and go allow themselves to be arrested yet. You never see that? Voluntarily. People volunteer to go up a Capitol Hill in a Congress. Go cause chaos, go lay down on the floor and sit down there. Chain up themselves together and all type of thing. So the function have to stop. City hall police have to come, Capitol police have to come, do all type of stuff. So them make a commotion and they make the news. They go and get arrested voluntarily for change. Americans believing in them cars and the people. You know, because we afraid they lock me up. You know, I got the answer kind of, bro, God, we send police come lock me up. And we have this concept in our heads that everything Andrew can lock you up. So Andrew knows, so we're afraid. The man know, you know. You think, what kind of power that you think give Andrew? What kind of power you think that give Andrew? That as a people, we're afraid of our leader. Come here. What kind of power you think, say, bro, God think him have now? Because he might go on social media and say, me nah go there, man, because me know bro, God lock me up. How we keep saying these things over and over. And bro, God look for it. They're afraid of me, you know. Yeah, man, they're afraid of me. Can you imagine the wife and say, you know, say the Jamaica, they're afraid of you? Yeah. I'm the big daddy. And bro, God, they must be afraid of me. Some of them get involved in American stuff because they can't stand up for themselves. They nah do what we do. We'll shut up and we'll go cover. America will stand up. They will confront the politician. They will picket them. They will go to them house. Go pitch tent. You think that's Jamaica this? American go to politician house people. Go pitch tent. With bullhorn. Terrorize the neighborhood. You think what I'm tell? Let me tell you something what happened in California. There was a racist video happening in California, San Francisco. A UPS driver. This man confront him and ask him some questions. You know them cheap black people. And the UPS driver and clean them uniform and deliver stuff. And it's a racist white man come there and I do all of that, you know. Stop the man from the work and the man start recording. The video went viral. You know what happened? Because clearly the man like black people. Oakland people are rapper Oakland people. A lot of changes in this country start from California, Bay Area, Oakland, San Francisco, even your weed legalization. Or you really say I smoke weed legal in America? When a medicinal marijuana, recreational marijuana, how you really say you get to start smoke weed? The Oakland, California, Bay Area start that. Even gay rights. Even though California people voted against the rights for gay men to adopt and married, the state voted against it. You know? So a lot of people might say, California come from the fish state. That no, people. Most of California against that. But they went to the Supreme Court, they challenged it, and these 9 men make the decision, 9 people, man and woman, make the decision for millions of California who voted no at the ballot. Do you hear me, say people? So we see these people stand up. So even the gay community, them stand up for themselves, them go all the way to the Supreme Court, you know, people. Them don't just take the election. They fighting all the way to the Supreme Court. America can stand up for itself. So what we see happen with that UPS driver, the people from Oakland, bikers, California, real hood stuff, people. I tell you. People don't lie me, I tell you. You know? When we used to work that railroad, they used to have empty, they used to have big broad road down there, right? At night time, because it's empty, because the truckers now run at night time, because the berth, the truckers got the port with the box closed, container closed. So you have lines of trucks to park out at the port and wait for the port to be open and the man and them get first in line to go in. But the road will be empty, nice smooth road down at the port there, you know. Remember, so nobody live down there, you know. A port and that type of, you know, them type of stuff going on there. So, you used to have Oakland, you them come ride, drive them car. Yeah, man, that type of car, side show until them put speed bump in the road. And that's cut out that show down there. And when police come, they're gone. They gone, man. Police come down there. The man scatter like a roach, man, and gone all over the place, man. Maybe police might catch one man. Everybody gone fast car. Pure nice. That's how we cross the road and watch it in the whole fun. So what happened in San Francisco, people? The whole of Oakland let them go in the man neighborhood, loud music and drive around and terrorize him for a moment. And then they gone and left him. Teach him a lesson. So, Mr. Sure say America people stay. Jamaica, we not do that. We not do that, man. See, Miss Chin backs up a little schoolgirl there. One, Miss Chin backs up a schoolgirl now. I think I either St. Anna or St. Mary, something like that. One schoolgirl, Miss Chin backs you, man. The young girl. For no reason. Jamaica don't do nothing with it. Jamaica don't do nothing with that because the most Jamaica look for food for Miss Chin. They're more on Miss Chin's side. Not come out of that. Make that happen here. And see what happen. Make that happen here, people. Make that happen here. You know, see, have you watch video sometime when say black folks going to these Chinese people near saloon and them treat them certain way and the video go viral. Don't you see people go out that door and then picket them people and say, you can't stay here, you have to shut down. People are serious thing, I tell you now. American people stand up in the people. That's what I'm saying, don't worry about American people. They will stand up for themselves. They will stand up for themselves. Strong people, them. Me have to give it to them, people. American people are punk. They will stand up for themselves. They will make business place lock down. They will really boycott you. You know, like I'm in Jamaica. When I go down there, but tomorrow morning, man, I go down there for the under and I support them, see, because we can't unite. American people will shut you down. They will think up a name, hold your purse. You see? If something happens on TV and them not like the host because the host says something racist or something foul, guess what them do? Them boycott them. And guess what them boycott? You think of the apart from boycotting the TV, people under that they do. They're going for the money. They go for the advertisers. So if you are sell ready milk or Lasco and your commercial are run on Carlos show and Carlos a certain thing foul, guess who them target? Lasco. Them boycott Lasco. Them hit you with hurt. No. Lasco don't want to lose money. I tell you. The endorse, Lasco don't want to lose money just by sponsoring the show. So guess what Lasco gonna do? Stop sponsoring the show. Because Lasco want to make money. And me a bad breed. They have to get rid of the bad breed. Because here come the people that come off of my brand. All because me sponsor call the show and they go talk some nonsense, people. It called hold your purse. Real boycott. They will shut it down. Look at Mike Mandel, something like that. This My Pillow guy then. My Pillow guy. In business take a hit. In business take a hit for supporting Trump. Because people said they were boycotting. Before Trump, the man business was doing good. My Pillow on TV, out of a commercial. People, not one man would say anything bad about this man before Trump. I swear to God, people, My Pillow guy. And from the start, support Trump, people. The man business gone down. Guess what people do? They supported him. American people serious. Strong people them. And I have a lot of respect and admiration for them. I've learned a lot of things from these people. They will stand up for themselves. And allow me to tell people. But they are long enough to see it. American people don't play. They will stand up for themselves. They will shut their business down. They will shut their business down. Then you have another group they call the Black Panther. You know, watch a video with the Black Panther. Make any racism go on about you. Racist boss or anything, people. The Black Panther show up. These men just in all black. And the leader one tall black man. Very intelligent, look like a some old soldier. People. You know, so the Black Panther go companies, them shut them down. You think American joke? The Black Panther, if them ever come on your business dead. They will come shut it down. We don't stand for nothing in Jamaica. We don't get locked up. When people up here, so people go get locked up. For make a point. For a cause. We don't go to jail. Up in America, people get arrested. Make a scene, they want to get arrested because they're making a point. They're protesting. They're going to Congress and stop Congress business. Stop government business. Disruption. Stop lit up and ground. And then you look at 1 and 2 police around, so you can't get them. Police have to get called in now. That's more time for police to come. When police come now, then bring the zip tie. If I see them yet, people, the plastic handcuff. And then arrest these people. And the people still are back and attack all the way out. You can't stop them. No, you know, see the police have beat them and all these things. No, people, they still attack them and protest. That man that they say, over and over and over, Americans prove to me that they can take care of themselves. In California, there's a place named Fairfield. There's a Planned Parenthood building office in Fairfield. People, I live in Fairfield for a while. And ever since I live in Fairfield, my people, there's always people outside the Planned Parenthood picketing abortion. Like some church people, because they have some God stuff on the placard and some big sign when man I lift up and walk with. I swear, people, must I tell you, say, night and day, people out there protesting. You know, you may say, and then it's daytime and 3 o'clock, people gone and them yak and them hungry. People, night and day, them out of that Planned Parenthood. People, if I go there right now tonight, you probably see people out there. You're going to see people out there. Fairfield, night and day, you know, like them do it by shift. People, they are disciplined with that too, you know. You come out, they come stand up for 2 hours or 3 hours, then you have to go take up your picnic from school. Then somebody come in, come stand for some hours. Make the burden easier. People unite for a cause. Night and day. Whenever they pass that Planned Parenthood, people out there protest. I think of some Christian people, because they have the God this and the God that. Night and day. There's not one day pass or one night pass. People are outside Planned Parenthood. Remember Carlos. So these people in America, they are very serious. Some stuff happen in Jamaica. Now go happen in Jamaica, you know, America, you know. Like this new CBD. I believe America can take care of themselves. Government can't just walk over American people and say, boy, I put CBD for all, you know. You know what I say? But they are long enough when we know American people. But the government of America can't just walk over these people and say, tomorrow morning, that's what they're going to do. People, are you crazy? you never watch Black Lives Matter. You know what them, they never watch them right there, the movement. Whenever they right, the movement. Because other people come in and infiltrate the movement and riot. Videos out there, people where all one police, some white redneck police, mash up the auto zone. One at a time, I see them mash up the auto zone and walk at the glass and then walk where the cameraman follow him and say, who are you? Then the head come and find out and say, oh, white boy, police, he's not a part of the Black Lives Matter, but him come to mash up the place and cause trouble. Burn down place and cause trouble, make it look like he's a part of the group. I do it. There's another video out there again where some people, some redneck was broken up the sidewalk. Broken up the sidewalk to do some stuff. Broken up the sidewalk so people can have it to throw. To start stuff. The other area like Chicago, them leave a crate of bricks on the side of the road. You know, so the protests are going. So people infiltrate these protests to start with their own agenda to do some stuff. So the Black Lives Matter move will get bad name. I see a lot of people in America too. But the whole what we are talking about now is American people can take care of themselves. They are resilient people. And we learn a lot from the American people. And the world learn a lot from them too, you know. Yes, man, the world learn a lot from these people here. Them do things different. You know, England people learn a lot from England people too. I yesterday I tell somebody, say, you're drinking up the tea. How you believe someone start drinking tea? I'm Britain, man. And England rub off the tea drinking power, you know. Yeah, man, that's how we Jamaican love the tea, not true? England sitting, man. England think that people. Drink, you know. But yeah, they love them tea. But where England get it from? I wonder if you know, make a look pan deeper than that. I wonder if we African used to drink the tea and England tea from we. People, you can't go so to, you know. I wonder if we African love the tea and the English also we love the tea and the tea from we. Because I enough things go saying up people. Enough things we are getting praise for and we did, you know. And I like colors of tell man. I wonder if we used to start drinking tea and then as you know, we know what these slaves are them big and burly and strong. We all strong slave them and but they drink tea all the time. They will see don't drink them tea, man. Anyway, people. Somebody say India. Hey, that could be true too. India is known for them tea, you know, people. India grow a lot of teas that we drink. But the best tea ever is the one they pick from a backyard. Because I always say, I don't know them are grind up in a little pack what they call tea bag, you know. You can never know them are grind up. Because I say fake rice that come from India. How about fake tea? And yesterday I tell somebody, so I don't know what them having on them thing there. They probably grind up grass in it and put us a little bit of what you think in the flavor and dust in it, make you think, say, that tea they may drink, what that grass you drink. Just say people, we see fake rice that come out, they want to make fake rice. The other day we see them make fake cashew in India. People, fake cashew. The raw cashew meat. People, I mean, I lie you. It look like, when they make it, it look like the cashew bake. They make fake bake cashew. And when they make it, they put it in one bowl and they sprinkle some dust on it and shake it up. Jamaica, now hear me? Fake cashew. India. So you think they're going to eat the fake stuff what they make? And where the fake stuff what they make going? May God help us. Thank you guys for watching this video tonight. As usual, I am a student in your class. So make sure your comments make sense in every sentence. If this is your first time on this platform and you like what we do, go ahead and subscribe. You want to do it right now, you can always come back and join the family later. And if you don't like what we do, don't stay around there with the trouble. Eh? Like today, I have a black one youth. I like black people, you know. Because I cut that out. But when a man come on my page and you cuss, you do want a conversation, you want to cuss. And to me, I have no energy to cuss you back. Me not join that. Me just block you. So you have to cuss me again and force me to answer you. You understand? Me not join that. Yeah, so every now and then you find that one bird who don't live by your property, drop a load or fly off. You come out, come see it all over your windscreen. The bird is not even around where you can fling a rock stone off him. He don't live by me. So he's not a member of my community. He just come and drop a thing and you're gone. So those people me ban from my page, I mean I like ban. If you disagree with me, come with a good conversation and reason why you disagree with me. That's what I always telling you. Don't just cuss out and it make no sense. You might have something good to say and a good point, you know, because I see people do it all the time, people. Where somebody have a very good point to make. But they pepper it with bad word and cuss word and all type of nonsense. Now, even though your point is good, you know, something if you go between the madudia and pick out the green are good, well, you just leave out the bad word out of it and the cussing and the nastiness. Because every now and then somebody drop a little one word, but they not cuss nobody. I'm mad them man and say, boy, this effing stuff on them RC or BC. Every now and then people type that. I mean, not really black that because you not cuss nobody. You just drop a word. You understand me? But as I'm saying, you come up a page and you drop a word. Not all the time I ban it. Not all the time I delete it. You understand me? But when you come on you direct your words, your cussing at someone, then me have to do something about that. You understand me? And Carlos, me now come on social media, come quarrel with nobody. Me now come quarrel with my family members on my page. I will never quarrel with no vlogger. I don't care what nobody come on social media come do a video about Carlos. You think me gonna answer it? Because a lot of time when I see people do that, you know, all them look for attraction. I tell you how the social media work, you know. I've seen it before where people start to con certain people like Auntie Dana. You remember Auntie Dana? Because she had the biggest page boy and the most popular. You understand me? In a short while. And it was Dana. So just to get viewership, people start cuss out Dana. Cuss her out. No, then the people from Dana page start go up on the people page down and start cuss them out the plank of people them take them on and start beat their asses. And guess what now? The people who love pass up on social media, it call like a TV for them. They might look out for the next episode. People that tell us social media work. Do not answer it when people say something about you on social media. Left you alone. I tell you no people. Left you alone. When you answer it, you give life to it. Now when somebody cuss you out yesterday on social media, you leave it alone and it gone down in the feed. Remember, you know, nothing stay on top for long, you know. As you look on the social media, you back out of it and go back there, Facebook or YouTube, you see different stuff, right? Newer feed, because people always have put stuff in there. So they cussing yesterday. Gone way down outside, you have to go really search it to find it, you know. And then somebody repost it again, you know. So you're gonna wake it up now. Somebody cussed you a day or two ago. Here how you wake that up there now. You're gonna go up on social media. You're gonna talk about the dirty girl. We call her name today. And she don't in your league. Cause she don't live nowhere. Cause you rich and she poor. She hungry, your gut full. I want suit you got, your closet full. And say all type of stuff to belittle that person and make yourself look big. In a lot of cases, you will do that, you look worse than the person who cuss you out, you know. They might draw you out. And the people on social media say, go on, Carlos, go on, cuss her out. And that's the next episode they want your entertainment. So they go on the next person page and say, oh, Carlos clap back. And when the vlogger them get it, you know, guess what the vlogger them do? Them know if you put that type of headline on it, you know. Some vlogger are troublemaker, you know. Some vloggers do video for themselves, you know. They just go on social media and take up all type of stuff and create excitement and trouble. Carlos clap back. And every people might look like Carlos clap back, backside. Sharon cuss out Carlos yesterday. He answer. Make me go watch it. Lord God, me know she gonna answer him. Wait till Sharon answer him. That is the next episode, episode 3. And also social media have people. You know, have Carlos, so. Cuss me out all they want. I want woman do that to me, you know. One woman do that to me. I want next you to do it to me. But me don't answer them people. I wait there. If me didn't answer them, me probably see it in my feed and all that bad energy. The time when me did answer that woman the last year and anybody can go back and look on the negative energy. Because people, at 2 times people did, you know. One next woman who have a page, she cussed me out because me do a video on behalf of Dana. I know me like Dana, you know. Me didn't like her, but I head there too deep up in the Andrew. You know me I talk about right now, so. Me still love her still. But she can't see past Andrew. Andrew block the view, so she can't see me. I still love her to Dana. So we come on my page and we talk about Dana. And the woman go on her page and cuss me out. Now, how you as a vlogger? I go cuss me out for do any video me do. I may not talk about you. Because me I talk about somebody we and them don't talk. And I do not know the relationship between you and Dana before. Me no business with it. Me don't know what I go on. We are cuss me out for. The woman take my video and go on her page and say. I just start go through it and I dissect it. Every line and we call her say and she play and she stop. Here there. This and that. Blah blah blah. Boom boom bam. Guess what the woman was doing? She was just trying to get some attention from Carlos. She was trying to get a response to start the pasa. And people on social media waiting for the next episode. Guess what? I'm sure people are waiting for, oh, Carlos not take that, man. No, sir. Carlos a clap back. You know the vlogger them put it. Clap back. And the next word of them use. I'm not done. I'm not done sort. What the word the vlogger them use? Carlos done. Somebody are whatever done this or something like that. You know, just for the next viewership. So, me never answer the woman, people. That was the end of the story and that. Me never answer her, people. I don't know videos for negative energy. A politician me beat up on my page, man. PNP, Labour at UIC. And them me spend my time on because uncle them can change the country. We will jump on the next man for brother. You just a regular Joe like me. You can't help the country, brother. Bad energy that. But however, I hope my teacher knows something tonight. Me don't know where that I come from, but this must be said. Anytime nobody say nothing to you on social media, do not. Me are giving the people a long time on social media, you know. Me not just come by here, you know. Me there from my space, you know. Who know on social media from my space? Who are my space account? Who are my space account? All right. But they were not long enough. Me study things on social media. We see how people make social media bring them down, who build good stuff for themselves all these years, and just the little exposure on social media, people start to write to them. Even people with respect all these years, since the emergence of social media, them drop them pants, and you start saying, so, ew, you never know, so you stay. Social media is a joke, you know, people. Many people now use it for the right thing, you know, people. But what may I tell you tonight, if somebody ever come on social media, come blast you, and that them say, they were the blogger and use blast. Call us blast, Sharon. They know the word for using them, man. Call us blast, Sharon, and everybody else say, we're going to put the blast. If anybody come on social media, come chat about you, don't answer them. Don't answer them, people. Be the bigger person. Don't answer it. That will kill them, you know. Because the man thinks, boy, you don't answer me, you're the bigger person when I answer them. Happened to me twice on social media. When I answer them twice. See me here? None of them never hear the story, not true? Because when I answer. Okay, when they answer, then them come back and clap back. And me come back and clap back. What kind of nonsense is that on social media? A lot of that is going on social media today. A lot of us Jamaican, especially the female them, the big woman them, hardback woman them. You see them come on social media, they might cuss at each other. Disgusting, you see. Allow me to tell Jamaican women, big back, thick back woman them, coming on social media, cussing out each. Like, I'm tired right now. Every now and then they run across it because you're probably be friend and so I'm not a friend of them. But you're a friend with somebody and every now and then they feed run to your stuff because they watch that and stuff. I probably share it or like it. And you see this big old rusty woman them. Just big and rusty. You should have set example to the young youth them in Jamaica, you know. Did you know that the young youth them in Jamaica behave better on social media than these women? Jamaican big woman them are the worst on social media, you know. Me I say Jamaica all woman, the grandmama them are the worst on social media, people. Me not tell no lie. Me not see nobody from Africa, Barbados, Trinidad, Tobago. Nobody behaves so. The Jamaica senior citizen them on social media are the worst. Disgusting the backside. Nah, teach young girl them nothing. Nothing. All they come on social media drop word on each other. Woman, you know. Who better than who? Who have more than who? Who don't have this? Who don't have that? Who have this and be better than them? Senior citizens, must I tell you. Female who drop bush. Should I know better than that? You know, teach youngsters them something better, man. You have this platform, you found have a lot of people follow you. Come on now, man. We could pool the resources. We could try to make Jamaica a better place, man. Stop out to the passa like the gun music and the under girl music and the stab out me this music at Jamaica, man. Make we have to a different light, man. We can't tell enough run on the page, you know. But we can just drop a suggestion of love. Right? That's how I say, people. Need more love a person. I don't like that tell people about the big old woman there. Them are the worst out there, people. Go on social media, no, man. Go look how easy along the worst on social media. Jamaica senior citizen them, the woman them. Senior citizen female them, people. Nobody else. The local youth them, the teenagers them who know about the phone, them don't do so. The teenagers them at Jamaica. And you go up on the timeline, them not in that. Them have more discipline on social media than a big thick back grandmama them. One of them husband they catch them with a dirty plate in the sink. All them thing the people. And husband come in and say, you know, blast her for the dirty plate they went in the sink. You think them people come up on social media? I mean, big woman them, you know, people. I love you know. Do better, man. Jamaica need all our women. All hands on deck. None of them better than each other. Some of us just make a mistake, man, and not pay attention, man. Make us focus back. Refocus back. The love. Make us help Jamaica from all angle. You know? Jamaica need all of us. The stronger ones. The people that need us, man. God know. That's why I take my vlogging more serious, you know, people. I take my vlogging serious. You know why? People depend on vloggers to give them the right information. Not always perfect, but the right information. You don't expect a vlogger to mislead you for a few clicks or likes or whatever gain them get from doing the wrong thing. So, through the news media, mainstream media not giving us the food in Jamaica what the people need. Now get the brain food, them lie to the people inside with them other guys and, you know, everybody in their pocket. Here comes the alternative news, the vloggers. We can't take this opportunity to do no study, to no read, just do a video and a hearsay. We have to do better than that, family. Some of the vloggers them up and say they don't do no research, they don't do nothing. All them do is take people videos, stitch them up, and call themselves vloggers. You are not a vlogger. There should be a different category for you, and I'll soon find it. You are not a vlogger, right? People who catch people's stuff and stitch it up, they don't add nothing to the equation. Me hear somebody say that over there, so you take it and I tell you again. Why you repackage somebody's work? And that's what I say. You know, unless I make a point and expound on it. Someone don't expound on nobody video. We don't have nothing to say. I just say, tell me what you think in the comment section. Hold on there. Like me, we have one video, maybe a 6 or 10-minute video. Will take me hours to do. Plus, me have to read, me have to study, me have to do some research, find the clip, find the article, read them one, clip them, crop them, and put them on my stuff. It take me hours, people. 3-4 hours. Some video may do take me longer. So you want to do no research. You just get the bomb on. Oh, which video may I take now? Oh, Carlos. We see I want 10-minute video, let me take it. And what you know, say hours that video took me. Hours. Someone can do better. You can read the news and explain it like anybody else. We talk to people all the time who do vlogging, you know. You can just look on the news, just look on the news or go to Jamaica. Read the news to the people and talk about it. Or read it before if you don't want to read it live. And talk about what you just read and give you a little input and your spin on it. Ask the people what them think. Don't just take a man video. And when a man take hours so people, I swear to God, people. Sometimes I dark when I done my video, you know. One video, no. When they have to research and give the people like this to me, giving a lot of information from my platform, a lot of article and stuff. Then they take time, you know, people. And you have to know where you look for it, you have to go find them, you know. Take time, people. So if you're a man when you do nothing, he just get up on man. Oh, if a blogger, him call himself blogger, you know. Probably gonna make one money too. Oh, let me go on social media, which hot video we can get to the thief. A blogger out there doing work. People and me alone take time. There are other bloggers that will tell you too. It takes time, especially to do the right work. So I'm gonna do hours for the one video. I'm gonna just get up on man and thief it and put it on the page. And just package it a different way and put a different headline. Sometimes not what you're saying, you know. I like on your video too, you know. Just to create a reaction. Me just want the vloggers them hear this, you know. They will hear it, you know, people. Make we become better. And the people are depending on us to be them alternative to the fake news. So we don't go to school for this. But believe people, may I get better every day. I swear to God, certain mistake we're trying to make, you know, people. That's how I take this thing serious, you know. We're trying to make a mistake. We're trying to go to my research. One mistake will make people start distrust you. And from them start distrust your people. It's just hard to build in a man. So we have built all these years and you go, they're going to follow some story where somebody said something going to give you. You look pretty and nice and you don't have to work for it. You don't go do no study on it. And you dash it out give people. We've been there before, people. A long time on social media now. We've been there before we make those mistakes already. We not the time to make them again. Where people send something on you and you never vet it. Because it just look like, well, God, me not like this. And you put it on your page. And then somebody come on the comment section and come say, Carlos, and a true man, a fake news that. So you just have like a shame, you see? You go up there and quickly remove it. People are long time on social media do this. So them think they happen. I'm not sure any blogger it happen to when they're young in this. Somebody says, go and put your, go and give. Carlos, look on this. I say, and you go fling it on your page. You don't do no vetting. You don't do no research. And you send it out there to your bigger audience of people who expect you to do the right thing. Jumpy move, not true. And somebody say in the comment section, Carlos, all news that are fake news that are something, and I tell you the truth about the video that's put up. I just say, or the picture or whatever. And you say, and when you really go do a little quick search what you should have do already, you find out that true the person that you're shame like a dead dog. Embarrassed before thousands of people. So as vlogger, I don't have time for making the mistake. So I hope this go out to some vloggers out there. Make we get better now, man. You can do it. I'm just getting better and better. Every vlogger get better and better. We get better with thumbnail. We get better with delivery. We get better with stories. We get better at this. Every vlogger does get better. We just get better. You understand me? So respect to each and every one. So I hope this makes sense. You know, like I say, my work is tiring. When I say me do a video, especially them short videos, me put on YouTube and them look pretty up on this and that. Them take time, man. They take time, people. Hours. So sometimes I do my video, I tell my friends, say, some people I think say, some people that be surprised to know more time a video like this take. They'll be surprised. And me and a rookie at what me do. Come here, learn more and more, me I get better and better, me I get faster and faster. So even though me I get faster, it still take time, people. So I love you guys. Have you a wonderful night. How about share the video? But something good about share the video, man. Since it take me so much time, my video didn't take me too much time. Share my video, man. That's all I can do, you know. Anyway, people, man, as I respect, I talk to you. And big up a few people. I always take the time out for it. Come on my page and big me up and give me the energy and the strength. Hyacinth Frost. Wagwan, family. Letitia Elliott. Wagwan. Letitia. Man, as I respect. Janet Jones. Man, as I respect. Arlene Foster. Wagwan, Sister Arlene. Douglas Allen. Yeah. Janet Jones. And Shirley Bogle. Miss Bogle Wagwan. Man, as enough respect, man. And everybody there, so. True loves is unstoppable. True loveless unstoppable. Yeah. True loveless unstoppable. Nothing but love. Yeah. Chrissy Hutchison Wagwan. You good? Yeah, man. So, we big up all of them can big up. You know. Tim Rose, huh? Tim Rose? I'm pronounce it right. Tim Rose. How you write it? Tim Rose. You know. Tim Rose. Bless myself, family. I know I butcher your name, but I just want to say some respect and manners. Enough love. Yeah. Sisterly love. Yeah, man. Guys, I'm going to call it a night. Because bless upon yourself. Yeah? Peace out. Out.